So as many of y'all know, a great amount of our time this year is spent doing chapter visits. And there's this one visit I can't get out of my mind. So Liz and I are talking to the advisor, asking what they wanted their members to get out of their time with us, when, come to find out, 19 students did not speak English. 19 out of 22 students would have little to no idea what we were saying. If only there was someone on our team that fluently spoke Spanish. But Maya was busy, so Liz and I came up with a plan. We separated the class into two groups, the English speakers and the Spanish speakers, and we gave them each a word to write in their primary language and then give their personal definition. After both sides presented, we'd give the dictionary definition. Now, all the words we gave them tied back in FFA somehow, like public speaking, agriculture, farming, and leaders. There was one word we gave them where the reaction of it kind of got me thinking. We asked them to define community service. Both teams said something along the lines of paying it forward or helping someone without expecting anything back. But even with those rock star answers, the members were less than enthusiastic about the very idea of participating in service. Think about it. A lot of schools require community service hours to graduate. You need it for scholarships, to get into college, to earn degrees in FFA, and sometimes to even be able to go to an FFA event. All too often, we think of service as another box to mark on our checklist. So the best way to change our reaction is to shift our perspective and make service the norm. So many things in our society today are considered normal that would have shocked people in the past. Women's rights, a device in our pockets that can connect us with someone across the globe or across the room instantly. Interracial marriages, working moms, religious tolerance, and so much more. But all of those things were once considered wild ideas or things people didn't talk about. But at one point, they made that conscious decision to start the conversation. And that's what we need to do now. We, as an organization, as a generation of free Americans, need to make that conscious decision to live a life of service, to stop treating service as a punishment and start thinking about it like the opportunity that it is. I learned about service from my parents. My mom taught me that making someone laugh can make their day, and that the best way to show that you care is to give your time. And I learned about living a service life from my dad. For those of you that don't know, my dad was in the Army for 21 years and recently retired. So for 21 years, my dad served our country and family with courage and honor. At this point, I'd ask for anyone that is serving or has served in our nation's military to please stand. Or, if you are a spouse, please stand. Or, if you have a child, sibling, please stand. Thank you. The people that just stood up know what it means to truly sacrifice and to have a service heart. They have given up their time, talent, and treasure for the betterment of our global community. Thank you for your service to our great nation. While in my opinion, service to the military is the greatest service there is, service doesn't always have to be huge. I mean, you don't have to go out and build a house with your bare hands or start a global campaign. Don't get me wrong, those are amazing things. But all too often, we think that if we aren't doing something extraordinary, that it doesn't count. When in reality, all we have to do is give our time, talent, and treasure in the hopes of making something better for it to count as service. Now, y'all know that saying, time flies when you're having fun? That's because we're doing something we actually find rewarding in some way, shape, or form. And that can be true for service if we're doing something that we're actually passionate about. Now, back in February, I had the opportunity to go with my team to 212 and 360. And during one of the breaks, I was chatting with a couple members about what they did for service in the area. One girl told me that she tried community service once and hated it. I was pretty confused. What had this poor girl experienced to leave such a bad taste in her mouth? Turns out she was helping an elderly woman clean out her garage, and the woman was less than kind, so the member didn't have the best time. After she shared her story, I asked her what she did like to do. Turns out she loves animals and hopes to work with them when she's older. Now she's telling me this, the girl standing next to her starts getting visibly excited. She turns to her friend and says that she actually volunteers down at their local animal shelter, playing with all the animals that are waiting to find homes. The two of them get together and plan when they're going to go together next and who else they want to bring with them. A boy standing next to me asked what his chapter can do to improve their community service. When a girl runs from across the room and starts shouting all the ideas that she has, and the two of them leave, start writing them down. In a matter of a few minutes, those members were able to identify and share their passion, simply because they were willing to talk about it. We all have passions. My passion is having a passion and sharing in the passion of others. When we share in others' passions, be it collecting food for the homeless, caring for animals, cleaning the grounds for the elderly, or simply listening to someone talk about what they care about, we're telling them that we care. We're telling them that what they value has value, and that because of them, we have been changed in some way. But it's not enough to simply identify our passion. We have to use it. Get out and share with as many people as possible. We have to stop service from becoming a requirement by talking about it with anyone who will listen, and by making that conscious decision to live a service life. Because when you live life with a service heart, you're able to look back on your time and feel good about what you've done. You're able to surround yourself with people that have the same craving for passion as you do, and you form a crew. And when you're able to look back on your time and feel good about what you've done, you can mic drop and have your crew behind you like,
there's a place I need to be to feel